Hello and welcome to episode 572 of the Awesome Comics Podcast, the place where the small press makes one hell of a big noise. My name is Vince Hunt, and joining me as always is the artist and creator of Vanguard and Viper, which are epic comics you should read, and the man's name is Mr. Daniel Butcher.
Hello.
And another thing that's epic is the way Tony Esmond looks at me every weekend. That makes it sound like we live together, but I meant like when we record the show. Hello, Tony.
If we slept in the same bed, would you face me or would you face away from me? Because if you face me, I'd talk to you. You know that, don't you?
I mean, yeah, but I think whichever direction, it's still the danger zone, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the trouble either way.
You know, Kenny Loggins is still playing.
Yeah. Mate, we're about 200 miles apart. It's still the fucking danger zone.
And another thing that's dangerous is the amount of comics that we talk about on a weekly basis. And we are ready for it this week, and we've got some fun episodes coming up, including some more Three Amigos. Plenty new voices for the show as well. Dan, are you wearing a Batman shirt, like the classic Batman sort of?
Yes,
I like that blue.
I tell you what, that's my favourite. Just to paint a picture for the listeners, Dan's wearing a lovely blue shirt that accentuates his masculine form. But it's a blue Batman shirt, and it's got like the classic. How long was that logo in publication? Because that's my favourite logo. The one that's got like his face, isn't it? It's like wings.
Yeah, well, it's the sort of. I kind of see it as the sort of 70s. It's when I started reading it, really. I guess.
Yeah, and it's Batman.
Man,
it's separated by his face, isn't it?
Yeah.
These days it's just one word, isn't it? Is it just one word?
I think so.
Yeah. It's well gone mad, isn't it?
I do like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Batman, and then this kind of logo came along, and then he got it kind of split the two.
It's a little bit like the TV series, isn't it? There's a TV series effect to it with that spinning.
Yes.
But I like that classic sort of font though. It's got that.
Well, hold on, because later we might be doing what Wizard considers to be the 10 best costumes ever.
I don't dread to think, but I'm very interested to see how that plays out, considering Wizard's tastes and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you get one, and there's another one. I think I'm sort of fairly convinced you won't get.
Okay. Well, that's so much wonderful stuff to look forward to, listeners. Well, we've got a bit of a special interview for you now. So something a bit surprising, bit out of the blue. You may not expect it. Well, you expect to hear us. Shit. So without further ado, should we just get to it, chaps?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right then, we have another special guest on the show this week, calling in just from the side of the floor of Heroes Con. This is quite special, actually. So, we're very privileged that he stepped away from his, no doubt, very busy table. We are speaking to a veteran of the indie comics game, founder of Crusade Comics, and creator of the classic indie comics character She, who probably a lot of our listeners know about. Others may not, and you're about to find out a lot more. It's our pleasure to welcome Billy Tucci to the show. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, gentlemen. Yes, She.
Good to see you, man.
Good to be on. Thank you so much for having me. And yes, She is I think a 3-time Eisner Award loser. So.
We love the loser best in the UK.
Yeah.
And as
that's
I'm
our favourite.
saying, I am the son. I am the grandson of an Englishman. My birth last name, but my father sadly passed away, and I was adopted. But I'm an Elliot, so my last name is Elliot.
Like T.S., like the poet.
Yes, yeah. My name my name is officially William. Elliot Tucci. So that's how my name is. So.
Wow. Oh, well, okay. Well, that means that we're just adopting you. That's essentially what it is.
Have you been over to do cons or just been over for holiday to the UK at all?
Yeah, I've never been on holiday, but I want to now because even through Ancestry, I found cousins and all.
Oh, nice.
And as I was saying you there, what are they? Beavers? What'd you call them? Country folk? They're out in...
Carrots.
Carrots.
Yeah, Tony was just doing a broad sweep of an entire type of people.
I come from a long line of carrots.
It's a beautiful... where you're from is a beautiful place, though, Billy. Yeah, you'd love it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the Elliots... I think when the Crown was united in around 1605 or something like that, that I don't think they came to Shropshire on purpose, or Wolverhampton. I think they were sent. They were borderers, you know. They were Scots borderers, and I think they were sent to work, you know, or whatever, like slaves almost.
That's a polite way of putting it. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been to the MCM conventions.
Oh, okay.
The London comic, was it the London
Super Comic Con?
Super Comic Con.
Yes, London Super Comic Con. That was terrific. So I love it there. I love the people. I love the culture.
We've taken one of those.
And because like I said, I'm one of you. I'm your American cousin. How's that?
That sounds good.
Good stuff.
I mean, it's interesting you talked about put to work just a minute ago, because you're a man who's certainly been working very busy a lot over the past few decades. And I mean, we're an indie comic show as well, and she has quite a lineage, like from back in the day, and Crusade Comics in general. You know, so. You know, before we get into like the character of she in this omnibus, you know, that's going to be coming out. Yeah. For you, how has independent comics sort of changed? You know, since you started with Crusade Comics.
Well, in my opinion, and I tell, like, even today, you know, someone showed me his portfolio and he wants to work for Marvel or DC, and I tell them, like, tell your own stories. You know, you own your character. And I like to pull up Robert Kirkman. What if Robert Kirkman had approached, say, Marvel with it and they wanted to buy it? You know, Robert's a multi-millionaire, you know? And he owns it. You know, own what you have, because you've seen what Marvel and DC have done to some of these legendary creators that die, you know, that when they're sick or you know, or they pass away, their family needs money because it's work for hire. You know, and these people that they've made billions off of, you know, and then a lot of them, you know, sadly pass away with, you know, and we have to do GoFundMes for them and things like that because they just forgotten once they don't need you anymore. You know, like I was saying, despite the fact that they've made billions of dollars off of their stories that are now in the movies and things like that. So, I don't think there's no better time in comics, in the history of comics, I think, than now to get your independent property out there, to get your creator-owned work out there, because you have Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat and Twitter and Facebook and the social media and YouTube, and you could podcast, you could talk about it, you can get your creativity out there and get people interested in it. Say you have Instagram, you could post a panel a week and tell your story like that. You know, use the internet for good. You know,
it was interesting, Billy, listening to you on another podcast during the week. You were talking about getting the first issue of She to print, but like nowadays, I can press a button and send my file to the printer and then look it on screen and get it printed. But like the change is massive.
Oh yeah, Dan, it's incredible because it was so difficult, and I had no idea what I was doing. And Jeff Smith and I, you know, of Cartoon Books, you know, with Bone and Razzle, and Jeff, he same thing with me. Like, we didn't know how a comic book was made or how a comic book got into a shop. You know, how the fans ordered them and how they find out about them. And I just started doing, you know, research, going to the library and learning about publishing and all. But, you know, back then we had to make film, you know, giant pieces of film, you know, and have them sent to the printer up in Canada. And, oh my, what a nightmare it was. And it was crazy. And now, you could print it, but you could print them yourselves. You could rent out a printer, a big printer.
Not only that, but you're making indie and small press comics and stuff like that in a world, especially like, you know, mid-90s, early 90s sort of thing. I know us in the UK, the only reason sometimes that I knew about things is because I saw it in Wizard or I saw it in something else. You're not seeing the advertising. You know, there was a raft of indie comics and small press comics from 80s and 70s that I never knew about, never knew existed, because obviously the internet wasn't really massively a thing.
Well, weirdly, just to interrupt there, Billy, we occasionally talk about Wizard, and we're very interested in the podcast you did with Wizard recently, talking about Wizard. And I was just looking through and I found this. Look at that.
Yeah.
Tia Korea was going to play She at one point, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And she came and
Yeah.
sat at your
Yeah.
table.
Yeah, we had and she's wonderful.
Yeah.
But the thing was that it was, from what I recall, her husband and her got divorced, and they were both producers on the film, though.
Right.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
What happened with them happened with us, but that's okay. I'm so fortunate to have been able to make a living and to provide for my family on a single income, a single wage earner. Well, my wife Deborah and I, she runs the company with me. She's the smart one anyway. But so I don't have to make a movie. If I would love for a movie to be made, or a Netflix. I would really love to have it made. But we've been really fortunate of how well received She has been, and some of our other Crusade comic titles these past 30 years. So I don't want to compromise that and make a load of garbage. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
Agreed.
I don't have to make a movie. I have a nice.
I think I've heard you
nice
talk about it.
existence.
It was going to be the same company that made Battlefield Earth, possibly.
Yes, it was.
That's probably a lucky escape.
Yeah, impossible.
And there's a funny story that I went to the premiere to that, and I was sitting in the audience and I was watching this movie, and I just turned to my friend. I'm like, "This is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen." And this woman turns around and she goes, "You think so too?" I'm like, "Yeah, what a piece of shit." And then she goes, "We're out of here," and gets up and leaves. And I find out there's an after party. We're all hanging out, and it was Leah Remini, I think that's her name, from The King of Queens, the actress.
Yeah. She was a Scientologist back then, I guess, was
I was
she?
like, "Were you sitting behind us?" I'm like, "Yeah." And we just started, and we were sitting right near John Travolta, who, I love John Travolta.
Yeah.
He was a few rows in front of us and to the left, and he was just laughing. Nobody else was laughing. He was just getting, and it was an abomination. Oh yeah. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe we did. We did dodge a bullet with that. But we do have meetings in San Diego this year with several producers. So.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the resurgence, I think, through the Kickstarters and the Indiegogo campaigns, it's amazing, because you worry, like, are people going to remember it? And how I brought She back is she's aged with time. So Anna is now, she's in her mid-40s. She's a single mother. She's raising her teenage daughter, Hotaru. And it's almost like a comic book character grows up, if you will. And, we're having it's like 1998 all over again. It's crazy how successful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everyone who has supported us, because they've really changed our lives for the second time.
Great, man.
Oh, amazing.
If I can just rewind slightly, and this clicked in a bit for me when I heard this, when I heard you talk about it, is you started out as a fashion student. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I went for illustration. I went to college for illustration. I went to the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. Well, a couple of reasons. One, it was a state university in New York, so it was very affordable. Two, there's it was illustration. And three, there were 8 girls to every guy. And half the guys were gay.
Great odds.
So I had it either way. Wherever I was going to do, I was going to win. And that's where so I met my wife there. And I would joke to her, like, if we went to NYU, New York University, you wouldn't even look at me. It's like, that's not true. But I'm like, well, but the pickings was slim. These girls, it was great. All my friends, all my buddies who went there, our wives are just, they're just beautiful women that we all met. And we know it. We get the deal that if we went through college with half and half,
But that kind of clicked a bit for me. It sort of influence seems to me. I'm just I'm going to ask you, did it theme and style a lot of what becomes She, I guess?
Because again, She is an elegant sort of character in a way.
So.
Yeah, she's more of like an Audrey Hepburn type. I think body wise, I have her. But yeah, so I went to the Fashion Institute of Technology, but you had illustration, so you had a choice to go either fashion illustration or general illustration for like the second 2 years, I think, or the first years. And I chose fashion illustration because I'd rather draw beautiful women than guys that look like me now, naked. You know, like drawing class. These guys, I don't know if they were homeless people or whatever, but you know, you'd have these guys.
I'd like to point out, for the purpose of this recording, that Billy is in fact dressed in his school.
So, but yeah, and then I got a job. I was a designer for children's wear at Macy's. I was doing that, and yeah, but I learned a lot because I grew up in the my parents had in the garment industry. They had a clothing manufacturing shop out here on Long Island, where I grew up. I grew up on Long Island, which is about 60 miles outside of New York City, and so I grew up around the industry. So I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, and again, who doesn't want to draw beautiful women? So
cool.
That's what I did, and then I just had this comic story in my head that I came up with the character in 1990, actually, when I was taking a Japanese art history class. And I just fell in love with it. Of course, I love cinema, you know, Kurosawa and things like that, and Toshiro Mifune movies, and who doesn't love that? You know,
absolutely.
But I just fell in love with the culture, and I was just fascinated by it. And it hatched this germ of a story I had. And for those who don't know, I like to liken she to a modern day samurai story, but and it's this shadow war that's existed, you know, for 500 years or so. But now these, you know, warriors, they no longer fight, you know, obviously in the plains in the shadow of Mount Fuji, but you know, these battles take place, you know, within the boardrooms and in the arts and entertainment and things like that. So it's pretty cool, and you know, we're still here, so I think other people think it's pretty cool too. So.
And I guess we're always surprised that you never got swallowed up by some of the image companies or anything like that. Was it sort of consciously you just wanted to do your own thing?
Yeah, I think so. You know, because I love the guys from Image. You know, they all embraced me. It was amazing how popular she was out of the gate, and how I became friends with the Image founders, all of them really. And I think they also liked me because I never needed anything from them. Okay. You know, because the book was so popular that we just became like Jim Lee and I just became friends. You know, because we liked, you know, baseball, and we liked, you know, guns, and we liked, you know, the New York Knicks and things like that. And I got to become friends with them just as peers, you know.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the other indie crowd too. Like I said, with Jeff Smith and his wife Ajaya is really dear friends of Deborah's and my wife and I, and Robin and Terry Moore are great friends of ours. So I had this cool, because she straddled this amazing. You know, it's incredible how she was, because we were totally indie self-publishers, you know, but then we were also outselling Batman and Superman at the same time. So, you know, so I'm doing crossovers with Wolverine and Daredevil and Grifter, and Witchblade debuted in the Cyblade She-Book crossover. You know, so it was an amazing time, and we're all still friends to this day, which is cool, but. Again, it was weird of just how, you know, like I go to this one table and hang out with these one guys one night, and I'm going out with Mark Silvestri to a bar, you know, with Mike Turner and watching, you know,
awesome,
the Yankees or something. Yeah, it was cool.
That's brilliant, man.
So did that sort of
very, very fortunate, very fortunate.
So all of those friendships, I guess, they came into play obviously for how do you say it? Senryaku? Is that
Senryaku? Yes.
Oh, wow, I got it right. That's the first
show.
Nice. Which obviously is this omnibus, and with all of these artists that came, you know, did those sort of friendships and relationships help with that?
Well, that's how things started then. Oh, that's my way. Sorry.
That's okay.
That's right.
Yeah. That's one. We're all like
loves
that.
A ring
Billy.
Shirt. So that's that's my ringtone. Fine. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, and that's how I got. You know, would you do a piece for me? Yeah, and for Senryaku is the 36 stratagems of the art of war. And I was able to, Gary Cohn, who wrote it, who created Blue Devil, one of my favorite comic book characters of all time,
Me too.
with Dan Mishkin. And he just lived like a mile away from me in Queens, and I met him at a comic shop. And I'm like, "You're Gary Cohn?" Like, so Gary wrote this beautiful story, these 36 stories of as told to Anna by her grandfather, like they're like lessons about just basically real Swan Zoo type of stuff, and then I had the artist interpret it with these beautiful illustrations, and I had George Perez and Adam Hughes and Jim Lee. Frank Frazetta did the cover. It's
awesome.
It was mind blowing, and all of them, like, yeah, absolutely. The one I couldn't get was Dave Stevens. He was too far behind, and that was the goal to get Dave. But what we're doing with the book, with the omnibus now, is that we're able to reformat it, because I own a lot of the original art, and I have the art now the story is in prose form. Then there's a bio of each artist, say like Jay Lee, and then there is the original art in black and white, right? A scan, and then the art in color. So it's not covered with caption boxes or word balloons or anything like that. And it's something it's the work that and Sergeant Rock: The Lost Battalion. These are the two works I'm most proud of in my career, and that we were able to get my heroes, a lot of them heroes, working for me. And again, from the indie world, I'd mentioned Jeff Smith and Terry Moore is a part of it. Amanda Connor, but again, then I have Dave Sim. Did a piece in it, beautiful piece. But then I had these mainstream superstars, like Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti, and man, it's
what I love about this, Billy, is the book you describe, and this particular project is, if you say it on paper, it's the dream of anyone that's ever had an indie comic or anything, because you get in. Okay, just imagine you've got your character, you've got this story. Let's get all your favorite artists and all the legends over the years to do illustrations for it. But what I can hear in your voice talking about it is just the joy of it, just the art and the comics. You clearly, it goes beyond the whole, I'm proud that they're doing my character, doing illustrations for my work. It's like, this is amazing. You can hear the love.
But let's be honest. I don't think any of us got into comics for the money, because as they could say, you could literally make hundreds of dollars in comics. You get in because you love it. You love comics. And then to meet, I was just hanging out with Walter and Louise Simonson before here, sitting down with them and just talking. And I'm like, these people are my friends. And Walter just did a cover for me for our Kickstarter that we have now for Ran, which is ending. Walter Simonson doing a cover.
Yeah, I love that as well. It's a really sort of iconic image. That cover looks to me like the sort of thing you'd see on the side of a 1970s van.
Yes,
it's got that quality to it. I really love that, man. Yeah, he knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
Yeah, and it's just incredible. It again, I can't say how fortunate. I can't stress of how humbled I am, and appreciative of the friendships I've made, and also the fans who embraced she and my characters, because as I said, they've changed my life, and then we could put together this extraordinary collection like Senryaku, with the greatest indie and mainstream comic artists, Dan Jurgens. I just keep going on and on, and who worked on it.
Brazil was quite a catch.
Yeah,
big time.
It's incredible.
I'm remembering all the names because the book, and the best part, the book's all done. It's completely done.
Nice.
It's printed. It just dropped off on my. I drove down to Heroes Con so I could drop off, because there's only 400 of them. There's only 400, and I dropped all 400 off at the Zoop warehouse. So they're all ready for fulfillment. And when we launch, and I made a video, which like a promotional video and things like that, and it's just it's an amazing again experience of my career. Again, the true highlight of my career. Except again, that and Sergeant Rock, that I was able to work with and tell the stories of these living World War II veterans, and specifically the Japanese Americans who are in the Lost Battalion book, and how they became friends and adopted me like a grandson. And the thing which is so extraordinary about them is that these men went to the other side of the world and so many of them died for another's freedom, while their own families were being incarcerated behind barbed wire and machine guns here in the United States because they were, enemy aliens. That's how they were, labeled. And I would ask him, why would you do this? And he's like, we're Americans.
Yeah.
And one of them said, and like we wanted to fight, against, Nazism, fascism, etc. And just extraordinary men. And the sad thing is like, oh, man, I think they're all gone now. Just about.
Okay, that's a shame.
And it's just, again,
people forget so quickly, man. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And the same thing with this, with Senryaku, when we were putting it together and just telling the stories, because there's a lot of extras in the books too, and roughs and things like that, and Jason Pearson contributed to it. Did a beautiful piece. Okay. He's passed. George Perez, who's still in my phone, is Uncle George. I can show you my phone. And Frank, Frazetta loved me. I don't know how the hell it happened. He just really liked me. He, I would go to his house all the time, and now his granddaughters and his daughter are like family to us, and it's cool. It's really, really, really great.
It pays to be a nice person in comics and just be friendly with everyone, doesn't it? Really.
Well, it's all a ruse. I'm really.
Well, that's all of that bit's on the editing floor, Billy. No one's going to know what a monster you were to us before.
I told you I am the grandson of an Englishman, so I have that streak in me. From one of the most angriest island in the world. And I'm half Sicilian. So
that's a good mix, isn't it?
I'm from Britain. Half of my family's from Britain, the other half's from Sicily, and I think I'm literally a product of the two most angry islands in the world.
Brilliant.
And it launches on the 16th, Tuesday. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Good. So it'll be, if you listen to this on the day release this podcast, it'll be tomorrow. So
there's only 400.
And there's only 400. Yeah,
400.
Get on it.
Yep. Yeah. And if it's pushed back a week, I'll let you know.
Cool. Okay, no problem. Yeah, no problem.
Because we want it to be, everything's got to be perfect and right. So I'll talk to Jordan and the Zoop people about that, of exactly when we're going to launch it. But I think we are a go, because it's
brilliant.
It's already
amazing. So I mean, where can people follow you, Billy, and Crusade Comics, etc., if they want to find out?
Well, I have BillyTucci.com is our website. And I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm just Billy Tucci, like Billy_Tucci, I think it is. And if you guys wouldn't mind following me, giving me a follow, thank you. And again, to everyone out there who has helped us out and bought our books and stuff. And it's a beautiful package. It's a hardcover. It's oversized. It's 240 pages. Just thank you all. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Billy, and obviously we're going to let you get back to this. Is the first time someone stepped away from their convention table. You've got a convention floor to get back to, but you are welcome back on the show, because we want to get the dirt from all of your years.
Yeah,
I have a lot of. Do you guys do your podcast on Sundays? Is that when you do
every
it?
Sunday?
Yeah,
every Sunday.
I would love to join in once in a while and just talk.
Love that, man.
That would be
amazing.
amazing.
You guys are great, and if you'll have me.
Oh, yeah, always.
Totally.
And I'll be holding you to buy.
Me your American cousin.
Exactly. And I'll be holding you to that beer in Baltimore, my friend.
100%. And I got to, and I know where all the bodies are burned are buried, because everyone tells me everything.
And welcome back. Short but oh so sweet, and from a convention. I would say floor. He did, God bless him.
He was very generous, and he legged it back to the hotel to do the chat, which was really cool of him. Yeah. We talked there about the release date, and we're not actually now. We may be slightly mistaken. We're not actually sure it is tomorrow. If you're listening to this on the day of release, that Tuesday, the 16th. It may well be next Tuesday. We're not actually 100% sure.
Stay tuned. But
there is a notification page on Zoop at the moment, so go and have a look at that.
It's totally on there. So if you want notification on launch. You can
but he was fucking, what a joy.
Yeah.
How great was he? Absolutely over the moon for that.
Yeah.
Another great guest there.
Yeah. And we haven't, one of the reasons to have him back for a full show, apart from the fact that he's just a super.
He's funny.
He's funny and a lovely person, and we like talking to nice people. But it can't be undersold. There's many especially some of you younger creators out there, you probably have no concept of what she was for indie comics in the 90s. You know,
and the fact that he does it all of himself. It's all
Yeah.
him and his missus.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's like Jeff again. It's like Jeff and Terry Moore. We had the same discussions with them, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they're the two people he name checked, unusually. Yeah.
I also like the idea of
Nicely.
like the character aging over the years. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
that's a
you
good
know,
we've talked about this before. We love the older character, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming back to fight a final battle, and that's
If she had been an Image, it'd been one of the best written Image books.
at the time,
because-
most certainly.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's,
war book he did, I'd say I want to get a signed
yeah,
copy of that off him.
like when we were talking just then, and he briefly, that was obviously she and that Sergeant Rock book he brought up. I saw it on your face, Tony. I saw like that's a book Tony loves.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah,
It really is.
I know you're
And,
quite a fan of Sergeant Rock stuff, anyway.
I
aren't
am,
you?
and I think Billy served as well. God bless him.
Okay.
So I think there's a little bit of heart there in it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and he's also someone who like loves to research and read up about these sort of things. You know, he doesn't go into it not knowing. So definitely look it up, and don't be surprised if you hear from him again in the future for a show where we go, all right then, who's the biggest bastard in comics?
I'm looking forward to re-listening to this for that bit with the Battlefield Earth. That's fucking great. Absolutely killed me.
Yeah,
You were quite upset with that because it's your favourite movie.
it is your favourite movie, isn't it? Yeah.
I've read the book, but I've never actually seen the film.
Oh, the book is interminable. I think I got about 300 pages into the book and I thought, life's too short, man.
I mean, it's almost cliche to say the film's awful because it really does feel like a fever dream. You watch it thinking they didn't make this.
Why have they got that shit up their noses? What's that all about?
Why have they got like still? Why are they walking
It's got
like that?
It's Barry Pepper, John Travolta, and Forrest Whitaker. Is that?
Yeah, it's Forrest Whitaker. Yeah. And it ends
Christ
as if it's
alive.
like the first episode of a TV series. You're left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Well, the whole thing looks like a real bad sci-fi TV series.
Yeah, like Mutant
doesn't it?
X or something like that. It's
And
that
people
sort of
learn to
Are they
fly
called
fighter
Cyclones
jets.
or something?
Yeah.
Are they called Cyclones, the aliens?
Yeah.
remember.
Something like that. God, that's a
I've
deep
still got
pull.
the
I've
book
read that
somewhere.
book
I
20
think it
years
might be in
ago.
a garage or something, but I remember just like thinking.
But it's one of those
This is
sort of
shite.
it's one of those
Yeah.
rare films as well. Then, as far as I know, because sometimes you have these bad films, don't you? Especially when we love a film.
We
that's,
love bad films.
A bad film that's so bad it's good again. And obviously there's you can get fanzines about them, art books. There's lots of people. There's cults around these films. It doesn't feel like Battlefield Earth has had that. People are like it's bad and we're not touching it.
I think that's the Scientology.
Do you think that's the?
I think that.
You think if that wasn't part of it, there might be a legion of fans
I think there might be
because it's bad.
I've not seen it, but sometimes you need a kernel of something to latch onto. And if it's just like bad with no redeeming features, it's like, what do you work with? There's nothing here. It's
Well, you can learn. You can learn to pilot like an F-16 fighter jet in about 2 days. Is what I've learned from that film. So that was, there you go.
classic.
Anyway, but speaking of indie classics from the heyday, we have mentioned it several times on this show. Tony just lifted something up to the.
I just held a copy of Youngblood 100 up to the camera.
And you showed us some art of that. The consistency is what I like.
That's the best thing about it.
Panel consistency.
This isn't a video show, but my eye is fucking twitching, and that's triggered me.
Right, we're going to do something else.
So, but of course, we've talked. We're going to have a fun little bit of a quiz. Play along with us at home, listener. Tony brought up in that interview a little copy of a little magazine called Wizard.
Yeah, I did a bit of research for She because it obviously features in Wizard a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's one of the big ones.
Yeah.
That and Bone and Witchblade and things like that.
They were like Wizard were almost like Kingmakers back in the day, right?
Yeah.
If you were fucking doing well in Wizard, you were doing well.
I mean, it's like I said, I literally, as a human being, I don't know about She, Bone, or even
or Jason Harrison, even probably.
or Cerebus. That's a lie because he did an Uncanny X-Men annual that I got and immediately became a fan.
But if Wizard was saying this is the hotness, I'd be saying this is the hotness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Wizard's lips to my ears, it was like
The Wizard's lips. That's not the title.
not as bad
of
as a
this
Wizard's
episode.
sleeve.
No. But Tony, you got a copy from, as you were saying, you were doing some research. Yeah.
Yep. So I was doing some research and I come across an article in this from September 1997. Fucking hell, so long ago.
Don't fucking think about it. Just please don't think about it.
10 best superhero designs of all time, according to Wizard.
Okay.
Now, draw into this the fact that it is September 1997, and it is Wizard. And while some of them are slightly obvious, some of them are a little bit unusual. Put it that way.
Okay, so we got 10. Now, obviously, listeners, for the next 5 to 10 minutes, you can hear me and Dan stumbling over this and talking amongst ourselves. But play along at home. Shout out loud if you're walking your dog in the park, and people will look at you and go, "Why on earth did they say that name out loud?"
Who wants to go first?
I think, Dan, we should knock some of the easy ones out of the park, surely.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you want to go first or shall I?
You can go first.
Okay, I'm going to say Spider-Man.
Spider-Man number 1.
Yeah,
nice.
Okay.
Batman, easy one.
Batman number 3.
Okay. Superman?
No.
Oh, it's a
Captain
classic.
America?
It's a classic, but
Captain America is number 2.
Oh. Wolverine.
Wolverine is number 4.
Fucking Marvel are just owning.
Yeah.
Got the top 4 there.
Yeah.
What can we go for?
A little bit of a clue, Tony. How many female costumes are in there?
None.
Really?
Okay.
I was just about to drink.
You spat fucking thing out.
Who said quite right too? Who's that? Who said that? Right. Yeah.
That changes things, because a couple of mine would probably be.
I would say that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Four that are left are Marvel.
Okay.
One is DC and one is Image, I think.
Okay. I think I might have the Image one.
Oh,
Ghost Rider?
No.
Oh. Spawn?
No.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's Bad Rock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Don't.
Sorry.
Cable. You know?
I'm trying to think of the big Marvel characters. Thor?
Thor, number 8. Well done, Dan.
Right. That's. Do you know what? That's an interesting one for me out of all of these. Because you know, when we talk about characters' costumes and stuff, out of that list, I would say Thor is probably one of the ones that's had, up until 1997, of course.
They went a bit weird with
the
Thor
most changes.
Time, didn't they?
He went a bit sort of like heavy metal covered, didn't he? Yeah,
all a bit strange. And then we had he had like a chainmail costume, didn't he? Around that point as well.
The classic one that they had for fucking years,
the Kirby one,
yeah. But I would say some of the others, like Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America, fairly unchanged.
Yeah,
until that point.
Yeah,
Captain America. Did he have his laser shield at that point?
No. Oh, he might have done. No.
With Force Works. Look it up, kids.
Yeah. One of them is not changed. I would say one has had some changes, and we're not sure at the moment, but of them, only one is very little change to it.
Okay.
No, maybe 2. 2 have had very little change. One of them has gone back very, very recently just to being the classic costume.
Okay.
One's a favourite of ours.
Not Punisher.
Punisher, well done.
Oh.
Number 5.
Punisher's 5.
Yeah.
It's such a
interesting.
Now, essentially, what I'm getting from a lot of this, it's Spider-Man, maybe not so much, but a lot of these. Well, actually, not Wolverine. I was about to say, some sort of emblem, or there's some.
It's Wizards, who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair, the Punisher with the white gloves and boots is fucking great. I love that costume.
Yeah, I love it. One is described as the Silver Age version of that character. I actually think it's the Silver Age, Bronze Age, and very close to the Modern Age for some of it.
I don't know. Dr. Fate?
No.
We think he's someone in the JLA?
Yes. They've carried their own title from
The Flash?
The Flash, what I mean.
Flash, yes, good shout.
One, number 7, substantially changed. unrecognisably changed.
What now?
Yeah. I think during the early 2000s mostly, but...
Oh. But it was classic up until that point.
Has had a number. One of that person's costumes, or is he, had a headband at one point.
Oh, shit. Oh. Had a headband.
We're thinking Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Had a headband.
Avenger.
There's a lot of people shouting at their fucking MP3
God.
players right now.
Some people used to laugh at his costume. I rather liked it. Now he's gone a bit more tactical.
It's not Hawkeye, no.
It is Hawkeye. Well done.
Hawkeye.
Did he have a bandana? Did he?
Yeah, in the sort of roundabout issue 100 of the Avengers.
When I was a kid, I always loved that purple and blue one. Is it purple?
Me too, man. I'm so pissed.
I was absolutely loved that.
It looks like he's in a fucking tracksuit now.
With the Wolverine mask.
Loved it.
Yeah, absolutely fucking. I thought that was amazing. I thought it was great. And he had the big sort of Captain America sort of flared boots, didn't he? Yeah.
I've got the bust of him. Yeah, loved all that. Yeah, loved that. So we've got two left. I don't think you're going to get these. I genuinely don't think. One of them, because I give it away if I say where it's from.
Marvel or DC?
One Marvel, one I think Image.
Image, okay.
The Image one is from a book about everyday superheroes.
With Astro City.
Astro City, yeah.
The Samaritan?
No.
I don't
Who'd you say, Vince?
I don't know, I haven't.
Crackerjack?
No.
Oh, God. The Confessor?
Shall I give you it?
Go on.
Jack in the Box.
Oh, that's what I thought. Fucking Crackerjack's Jack in the Box.
The
clown guy. The clown guy.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a leap, that one.
That's a fucking massive stretch.
Yeah.
A lot of Astro City is reflections of already existing superheroes, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's not a great design, right?
No, it can't be.
Who knows? Wizard, who knows?
Yeah.
We've got one left.
I was thinking.
That's Marvel.
Marvel. He's very rarely held his own title. I think he's had a couple of mini-series. He's been a member of at least 2 teams.
Wonder Man?
Featured in Marvel UK stuff as well. Very basic costume.
It's not Captain Britain, is it?
No, very nearly. Very, very nearly.
Union Jack.
Union Jack. Yes.
Union Jack was one of the top 10.
Yeah.
Fucking
That's
hell.
weird. Yeah, that is a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were fucking on when they came together that list.
It's just a flag.
It was almost like they thought of like the big ones and then were like, oh, we need to pad this out with something.
Yeah, kind of.
I
like Union Jack. Brian in the basement loves the Union Jack costume.
All right, now, around that time then, just to play, just have a little bit of fun with this. Which costumes from any publisher around that time do you think should have been on there?
Interesting.
Because one of the reasons I say Spawn. I mean, I'm not a massive Spawn fan, but that one it was a good costume. I thought. I know they were.
I think so as well. I do. Yeah. It was very much of its time, and spiky, and
But it still had the big M and the skull. Yeah. All of that, and the chains. Obviously, there's a lot more sort of iconic sort of nature to a Spawn costume than I would have thought. I mean, what was it?
We're talking costumes, so not character designs, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, which is why I think Ghost Rider's not in there.
Yeah, because it's a whole thing.
It's not his costume. Yeah.
Well, it's got to be
Witchblade. Is that what?
It's got to be who? Sorry.
Witchblade.
Vampirella.
Yeah. I mean, it's a classic costume.
It is designed by a woman.
Yeah.
Dread, obviously for me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And Strontium Dog in that case.
Yeah. I mean, you can. Yeah.
I find it.
Oh well, no, you can't really say like, for instance, Rogue Trooper. It's an iconic look, but he's just a topless soldier, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, a little bit with a funny helmet on. Yeah. Who else, boys? Come on, must be someone else for you.
The thing is, making that distinction, isn't it? Like the costume bit, because immediately my brain just goes to people that look iconic, but it's not a costume. For instance, for me, Silver Surfer is one of the most iconic looks in all of comics. The simplicity of it is perfection, absolute perfection.
It's not a costume, right?
But it's not a costume because it's just.
Yeah, same. I was just thinking. Rom.
Do you say that Venom?
Do
you say Venom?
Rom's, yeah.
No, sitting it.
No.
Yeah.
I still say Wonder Man. The black one with the red W.
See, that was one I like. Yeah,
I really like that.
Yeah, I really like that.
I'm gonna go get the bust of the one I like because I got it in there.
Yeah, that's
the second Captain Marvel costume I like. I even like the first one.
I mean the Captain Britain. I mentioned Captain Britain. That's one of my favourite costumes ever. The Alan Davis one, sorry. I know that people like Tony. You're a fan of the one before,
the original, mate. Yeah. It came out when I was fucking 8 or something. Electro. I like Electro's costume.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh
yeah, good one.
Electro's one of those ones that mask doesn't work in any way, shape, or form, and if he doesn't have it, the costume doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? Whenever I see Electro now,
but it's a comics thing,
and it's like let's take the mask off him and then just give him electricity scars. It's like get in the bin, get in the bin.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the Spider-Man villains had some of the best costumes because they were the criminal. As simple as it. Well, I mean, I know we've morphed into villains here, but let's face it, villains have some of the best costumes, aren't they? I mean, for instance, Doctor Doom. That's a suit of armor. That's a costume.
Yeah, if that's a great one.
Vision. I always like Vision with that high collar, and there's a lot of that going on. I think Warlock had a similar sort of collar thing going.
Yeah,
that's another one of those things that like Vision is him. He's wearing a cape.
No, but if you take it off, he's just red, isn't he? That bit is
right. Okay,
is, I would say
the green bit.
That's
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. If we were Wizard, we'd have it on the list.
I used to like Cosmic Boy when he looked like he was wearing a basque. Do you remember that? Mate, I go with OG Shang-Chi when he had the headband and the sort of almost like gi thing on. Yeah. And with the yin yang thing on the back of his jacket, I love that.
I think for me, a lot of these ones that like great costumes, it's usually the old books that I'm going to see at a comic mart, like the Heroes for Hire, those two together.
I do love the Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I love
Luke Cage, and who would have thought that them stood next to each other would completely work? Because
it warms my heart.
Yeah. But and seeing that cover, you just think that's an amazing costume. That's the beauty of it.
Favourite bit of the whole Luke Cage TV series when he turns out and he's still got the stuff on his head and the chain around his, he's like, come on, yes.
Yeah,
that's fucking classic Surf Dracula.
Yeah.
You heard that fucking thing. It's really. I kind of wish someone hadn't come up with that concept because now I see it all the fucking time. Yeah. But what do you think about Daredevil as the costume, the red?
Don't mind it. Like it.
Do you like the red or do you prefer the yellow and red?
All the sort of armoured shoulder stuff. I didn't like that either. No, I think I.
That was a very 90s. That was around this time, I think. Was it 97, 98? He went dark. Yeah. Dark and gritty. I say that Daredevil's usually a dark and gritty character, but then it felt like a cover band doing dark and gritty. Do you know what I mean?
Hawkman is borderline, functional armor, isn't it? In a way, The wings are part.
I saw someone tweeting about
it, looking like a bird's head.
It all depends on the sort of thing you're in. The sort of characters you like and stuff. Because I like Night Thrasher as well. He had a fucking awesome costume.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Especially like on his on the cover of his issue 1. Remember that Limit miniseries? I think they did a metallic sort of foil print, and it looked brilliant. I think War Machine was actually Iron Man.
I wouldn't. Is that a costume or is that functional? That's another borderline one, isn't it, for me?
But his costume is functional. I
suppose it's been designed a little bit, but is it just purely functional?
I mean,
because I would have said Iron Man. But...
Batman's probably the same. He has a lot of functional bits to his costume. I mean, not to the point of it actually being.
I think it was the costume first, and then they worked in all that functionality afterwards.
What looks cool.
Night Thrasher used to have a fucking skateboard. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think that's where the Thrasher comes from?
Probably.
Maybe. Yeah, that's. I never thought about it.
As opposed to thrashing people in the night with his.
What does that? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Easy. You got to let me finish.
Okay. Sorry,
that's what he said.
I like all of the. I like a lot of the New God stuff. I do like a lot of that. I like OMAC as well. Mr. Miracle's just bizarre, isn't it? They're just such strange, but they just somehow iconic.
It is, yeah. I think it is almost like when you discover these characters as well, isn't it? They're sort of, when you form a link with the artwork that you're seeing and the visuals. And I think Mr. Miracle, obviously, I didn't know any of that other stuff before, and I think I saw him in the back of some DC reprints, and a lot of it was that I saw him in the Funny Justice League that we've talked about many times on this one, and he was always really cool in it. So because he was cool and funny in it, I was like, I like that. I also like the fact that his mouth is in the costume. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? They just rather than
it
being
can be
like
expressive.
rather than having like a cut out mouth hole, his mouth is part of the costume. It's also another reason I always like the brown and tan Wolverine. That's my favorite Wolverine by far. I know they made a big deal when he went back to yellow and blue, but that's not my jam. I always loved the brown and tan one. That's
that's fair.
If that's available in a character selection screen on a Marvel beat 'em up, I'm picking it.
It kind of looks more to the kind of like the feral side of him, using the earthy tones.
Yeah, that was the point, wasn't it? Really, he lived in the woods, so why is he wearing this brightly coloured costume?
Was it just 80s he had that? Was it just the 80s he had that?
No, he's been backwards and forwards a bit with that recently, actually.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Nobody chose anything from Youngblood. I'm a bit upset with you guys.
I mean, the trouble is the costumes change from panel to panel, so it's kind of hard to pick one you like.
Yeah. I mean, they've all got really cool feet.
Low hanging fruit, but we'll pluck it. You know what I mean?
God bless it. He's making comics.
You shared that page with us, Tony, with Shaft flying through the air.
That's Shaft from the bow.
That'll be going in the Substack this week with the title "How Long Is Your Shaft?"
Yeah, that's Shaft from Youngblood, not not the movie character Shaft.
Yeah, I don't know why the bow changes 3 times within 2 pages.
I think because here's my thing that I think Liefeld doesn't draw complete pages. He draws bits of pages and then they get put together. So he might be drawing that on one day, and then he draws the next bit of it another day or a later date. Yeah. And then like he doesn't look back. He just does it, and it's like, oh, this panel's got 3 sort of scope attachments. This one hasn't. And the fucking bow's massive.
One panel's got the two scope attachments above and one below. One's got the opposite. One's got no scope attachments. Is it like a morphing bow? I'm sure that'll be the excuse. And then one bit is he's got so I don't think the bow has a string, does it? It kind of has I don't know, something. But he's firing an arrow, but just to fit the arrow in, he's obviously drawn the arm first. The arrow is about the length of his own body.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't fit into the arrows that are failing to fall out of the back of his quiver on his back. And it's like, just think it through.
Yeah. And also
the tiniest bit of thought.
Yeah.
I know it's a pain in the arse, like, well, it could be, but draw the bowstring. It's just fucking lazy. Do you know what I mean?
He's not done that for fucking forever.
That's the whole point of it. You got to, Has he ever drawn Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yes, he did a really annoying issue of X-Force where the comic had to be turned on its side. And it was like X-Force and Spider-Man versus the Juggernaut.
Oh, wow.
Okay. There you go.
Wow.
Good bit of history.
Blimey. Look at you, Dan.
That comic was fucking...
Brilliant.
Don't ever do that again.
What you mean flipping the comic on its side?
So rather than...
Because some books...
You flip it on its side, so it's kind of like... You open it up and it was...
Like a sort of monthly calendar.
Like a calendar, yeah.
Yeah. Are you opposed to sort of storytelling conceits like that? I mean, that one to me just feels like that it's just easy for him to draw like that and then
maybe.
But I remember. Do you remember the Court of Owls issue that you had to turn the book because Batman was being tripped out? Do you remember that? Like on the first one, and you read it, and then you had to turn it, and then you had to turn it, and then you had to turn it again to read it. It was,
I'm not completely adverse to that. If there's if there's a kind of thought and theory,
I like it.
Turning it. The idea. Tony's holding up a spread of it now.
Yeah, they're jumping out
of the Youngblood.
They're always jumping out of a fucking plane every fucking issue.
Yeah.
Every fucking issue.
They seem to be moving horizontally though.
These two people are the same face.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's totally covered up one of them with a fucking bow. Is that
It
a
makes
bow?
you wonder if he keeps on trying to tell the same story, but every time he does it like quite wrong, and he has to like, no, I've got to get it right. I've got to do it again. They start jumping off the jet, and then it's like madness. Trying to get
Dan, it's not Ridley Scott's Blade Runner.
keeps trying to get
keeps
right
trying-
the vision.
Yeah, whereas everyone's like, stop.
Aiming for perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing can be perfect.
No.
Calm down.
No.
Except for your hair, Tony.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
For every rule, there must be an exception.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. The chocolate waterfall is going a little bit grey at the sides. Be milk chocolate waterfall soon.
Just a little bit of frost. A little bit of frost. A little bit of frost on the chocolate waterfall. That's all it is. Winter is coming.
Should I say something? I've got a really nice positive story about social media.
Oh, let's hear it.
Oh my God. That's the end of the show, folks. See you next week.
I got a tweet from someone, and they said, "Hi Vanguard comic. I've been following Vanguard for a couple of years, and I'm really excited about the final issue. Do you have an ETA?" And I was like, "Oh my God! Like, what a great like! You don't usually get this interaction on social media."
Oh, nice.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks. Yes, it's coming back. I've got a couple of things to finish up, and it'll be launching like later this year." And everyone like, "Oh, thanks for responding." And yeah, that's great.
That's nice. You should have sent them a link to the show so they could have like weekly updates, and then we could get the numbers up.
I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe if they heard me, they'd be like, "Oh fuck this! I ain't listening to this."
It's gonna have to be a big Liefeld fan. Yeah.
Well, massive C word.
I mean, it does highlight, something that gets glossed over a lot. There's a lot of shit out there, and social media is usually like a fire. But there's also people on there that aren't. Not everyone
I think
is.
What there are out there, there's people who just want to read comics.
Yeah.
They're not interested in all this shite.
Yeah.
And they're just genuinely just people who go and buy comics and read them and enjoy them.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be part of social media to do that.
And they don't post all the time, so if they post, they're just sort of like, "Oh, I really like this. Is there another one coming?" Do you know what I mean? It's just, you don't see a long line of they've been getting in disputes with other people. They're just like, "Oh, I really like this comic." That's really nice, Dan. And
I was like, "Oh, that's really nice."
And if you're listening to this show, we're looking forward to it too, and it's going to be immense when it
wait.
happens. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should check out.
I've got a fucking
check out
great.
Viper.
I've got a great ending to Vanguard. Like, like every story you got to have the good ending. I've got a fucking good ending. I'm pleased with it.
Wow.
I want that omnibus. That's what I want.
The massive fucking omnibus.
Yeah,
I think Zoop, get ready for the.
Would you love to have like you get like the Berserk deluxe hardcovers, like the big blacks?
Oh,
that'd be lovely. It's more of a vanity thing, right? Like I'd do it, but yeah, it's
it should happen.
Print on demand, man. Stick it out as a print on demand. I'd be fucking buying one. I know quite a handful of people who would as well. Yeah,
I might do that thing on like because I might kickstart the last book and like you can buy all the books to do whatever, and then do like a tier that you can get like I'll do the silly price of work out how much that costs and just do it as like cost. So if you want one of them, you buy it at cost, and that
Cost plus
massive
postage.
chonkers.
Yeah. Massive chonkers. Wow.
Yeah, nice.
Wow.
That book is going to be
favourite
with the
mine.
5 books. It's going to be 24 issues. It's going to be a big old
Do
book.
you know what the page number will be by the time you finish?
Because in the last few issues they've crept up, and they've been bigger issues, haven't they? Yeah, and I guess that's part of the joy of webcomics is you're not. You're not held down to a 20-page an issue, unless you want to be, of course, and like many people are. But you've got the freedom to go, I'm going to paste this.
I'm suffering. Like the reason Viper's can take long because I think it's creeping up to about 70 pages, which is like, why to do that? But there's nothing in that I could cut out.
That's good.
Right. Okay, well, that's good. It's all killer, no filler. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
You got a lot on your plate at the moment, man, because you got that in the Saint as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Saints rolling on nicely. I mean, I think the campaign's doing really well on that. I'm banging out. I was doing pages today on it. It's a real joy working on it and working with those guys.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
If you want to hear more about that, you can listen to last week's show. Do go check out the campaign running right now.
There you go.
Smoothly
into the
shout-outs. Speaking of which, what are the shout-outs, as Tony says, do we have any shout-outs this week, gents?
I got a couple. So congratulations, John Wagner, on getting the MBE or being announced as getting services to comics. How cool is that? Well, that's so lovely. I recorded a Mega City Book Club this week. It's out in July.
Hey.
Just recorded yesterday with Eamon, had a blast doing it, and talking about one of my favourite ever books. And a book that is, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but a book that is a big moment in the history of this podcast as well, I'm going to say. Something that, you know, when you think back over what we've done over the last almost 11 years, there's books that are like the big ones that come along, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, the ones that we remember. And this is one of them. And this is a really emotional ride of a book, and we both very much enjoyed it. And the last one is it was great seeing Cliff, who's over in our Green and Pleasant Land at the moment, Cliff Cumber, Hal Weaver, who's also over. He's just texted me he's about to get on a plane. Falpy, Simon Russell, and Sam Arthurs this week for what turned into being quite a boozy dinner, where it's saying something when you get thrown out the hotel bar because they stopped serving.
I mean, that's Comix, though, isn't it? That's the Comix sort of tradition over the years.
Traditional UK comics scene.
The hotel bar.
Everyone get pissed in a hotel bar, and then it's what happened. It was fucking glorious. So it was lovely for people who hadn't met each other to come together and stuff. Hal hadn't met anyone before, so it was lovely. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you for that, guys.
Nice. Dan, what have you got?
I've got The Gods and Monsters of Headgrave, a 120-page alien conspiracy graphic novel from Jordan Thomas and Chris Matthews. That's you can sign up for when that launches. If you're a big fan of Exorcism Island and Mugshots, as we are on this pod, they're fantastic books. Do go check that one out. Comicsassemble.net, August 15th, 2026, a democratic celebration of comics by creators. Go check it out. You can book a table or book tickets for the day. God, that's rolling around really quickly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We're meant to be releasing something on that date, and I haven't finished writing it yet. So, yeah.
Zinezilla, Bristol, Saturday, 12th September, 11:30 till 6:30 p.m. The Trinity Centre, Bristol. You go to Zinezilla _Bristol on Instagram, and you can get more details there.
Oh wow!
No, you can
that's great.
Yeah, that's just down the road for me. So
yeah, there you go. They've got animation screenings, comic illustrations, zine market, talks and workshops. You know, £4 entry. You cannot beat that.
I think there's another Newport Comic Mart coming up as well, V.
Oh, is it?
In a couple of weeks. Yeah, I must check the dates. Yeah, nice. I think so. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because usually, the London ones can be a bit fucking costly for me with trains and everything like that. But look at me,
it's a good one as well.
Yeah,
good one.
Lastly but not least, we've got Super Kaiju, Tengu, Fuji Tengu Flames.
Every time, right? So that go down.
Super Kaiju, Fuji Tengu Flames. The Diva Demons are just trying to survive in the crosshairs of planet-wide destruction. Forces bent on total annihilation.
I stopped writing that halfway through the title because
it's also called Super Kaiju Rock and Roll Derby Funtime Go.
Right. Okay. That's.
I'll send you the link to that so you can have a look yourself.
Right.
They did remember those rules that Kickstarter tried to enact.
Yeah.
A few months ago. I feel like this campaign might have fallen foul of those rules for
really
being enacted. Yeah, maybe.
That
looks fun.
Nice.
Yeah. Who am I?
Nice. So put all of those in your calendars, in your wish lists, etc. Click on for the notifications when they're going to launch. All of that good jazz. And speaking of other good jazz, Tony, you like jazz, don't you?
I do like jazz, actually. Yeah, I think because I'm an older man, I begin to get into sort of things like jazz.
Nice.
Listening to a lot of funkadelic today, so I quite like funk as well.
Oh wow, nice. So play that funky music, white boy, and tell us what you've got to recommend this week.
My first one. I think you're joining in on, Dan, aren't you? Because
yes.
This is purely promotion. This one, since I'm in it, I make no excuses.
Is this on sale now, T?
No, it's released on the 15th of July. It's available for pre-order through Spin Planet.
Awesome.
It's American Nature #4.
Oh.
I was just going and pre-ordering it because I think it's about 2/3 of the price on the FP site. From our friends who at the Santos Sisters and Floating World Comics, do pre-order it because they do sell out these. Don't think the previous 3 are available. 56 pages, black and white, edited by Dennis Thirault. Imagine a bit like a US comic-sized version of DUI in a way. The 4th issue I've written for Dave Sim was a fan of one of the stories I wrote on this. Back to Dave Sim again, and mentioned on his podcast how much he liked it, and he mentioned us as well, the Awesome Comics podcast, which is lovely, and we're fans of Dave's. And also thanks to the boys for running in the ACP advert in it for us as well. It's really cool of them.
Nice.
it's really packed. So it's a mixture of comic strips and articles and interviews. The cover is by Greg and Fake, and it shows the Santos sisters playing volleyball against the characters of Love and Rockets. There's always a sort of guest character on the cover for it. There's a great interview run by our pal Mark Koprinoff with Jaime Hernandez and his partner Katie Skelly, and it's a really funny one because they're a kind of indie comics fantagraphics couple, I'm going to describe them as, where they got together and it's all like, do you keep your comic collection separate? That would be a worry if I had a partner who's into comics. I wouldn't let her borrow my comics and put them in her long box, would you?
No.
That'd be a reason for divorce.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
Back.
Wow.
Yeah. So they talk stuff like that, and it's just sort of.
But do you think that should go both ways, though? Do you think? Would you respect it?
You do what? Sorry.
Do you think?
Each their own, B.
Hey, don't kink shame. No, but if they, if they said the same to you, I
don't want their comics in my long boxes.
Oh,
yeah.
So you
I'm all right with my PB thing in them.
I tell you what, you are the master of spin.
Master of double entendre there as well. Everyone caught that one. Don't be putting your comics in my long box. It's weird, isn't it? I got to be honest. Seeing a picture of them, I've met Jaime and he was lovely to me. Not with Kate Skelly, but he's batting, man. What is it with us comics guys? We're all batting, aren't we? You know. Anyway, that's good. There's some sort of crazy collage stuff. There's a great interview with comics with an ex-influential figure and cartoonist Steve Willis by Brian Canini. Our buddy Nate McDonough's in there. He writes a little thing about scalping Pokemon cards. It's great. Nice. Quite a funny little piece.
It's a big thing at the moment.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Someone was talking to me at work about how their nephew had got some really good card or something. There's a bit of that going on and slabbing them and all that sort of thing.
I saw someone there built a machine
that
they feed the packs through and the machine will tell you whether it's worth opening or not. It's got to like that. Yeah.
No, it's not that bad, is it? I know there's something about with the blind bags, people are weighing them. Have you seen that?
Yeah. We'll probably get into a bit of blind bag chat in just a moment. So we'll
okay. Because I looked to get that ROM issue one. It was too expensive.
Yeah, we'll circle back to that.
Well,
I think.
I've got a blind. Okay, we'll go back to that.
Yeah.
All right.
I really liked the title with War Bummer.
Yes, I was going to say that's in my notes. Best title ever.
I tell you what.
War Bummer. Yeah.
When you write down things you're going to hear today, that wasn't on my fucking bingo card. Is it someone that bums war?
No, it's kind of like a parody of Warhammer 40k.
Oh, yeah. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Lenny Salu featured it a couple of weeks ago in one of our reviews. Talks about his work, and because he writes their Substack for them. There's loads of comics in there as well. Reduction of the Ignorant by Sam Grinberg, best known for Scumburbia. If you go to samgrinberg.com, he does a great story about a kid who it's the first thing in the issue, actually, funny enough. When you open it, it leads it off about a school kid creating a comic character and being really popular in the playground, and kids are loving his comic. You know, this whole story about, I was the kid at school who made comics and passed them out amongst my friends. It plays a little bit on that sort of cliche that we hear quite a lot of. And some other kid decides to almost like copy the character and do his own version of it. And it turns into this sort of copyright argument with the school teacher who it's like a court, has to decide who's.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, isn't it great? Yeah. And it turns out that the bloke who loses out, the one who's copied him later on, is a bit into AI and stuff. So it's sort of, there's a nice parallel.
I can see with it. Yeah.
There's The Wolf and the Rose by Marty King, and that's a comic inspired by a Meatloaf song. You got it, haven't you? Peace and Comics legend Jason. But there's loads in it. Apologies if I forgot anyone. But
man, it's absolutely fucking jammed up with stuff, right?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, Cliff did the art for our piece, and it's lovely. He did a
lovely piece.
A sort of Zen. It's all about Pat. It's called Up a Mountain with Pat Mills, where me and him went up a mountain, and it's Cliff's done this picture of Pat in as a sort of Zen pose. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous stuff. And there's a couple of photographs of me and him up the hill, stroke mountain, as well, which is nice. But
love that you recount stories of you getting smashed up at table tennis by Pat Mills.
Yeah, he is so good at table tennis. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah. And he talks about it as well. He talks about the different type of things he does. And then, it's a bit of an education. Yeah. But American Age 4, I'm just pleases Punch as always to be in it, and they lead off the editorial at the start of it, quoting my little piece as well, which is nice. But yeah, what did you think of it, Dan? Otherwise,
I really liked it.
That stood out for you.
Yeah, I really liked it. Well, obviously, War Bummer. I've kind of, I think honestly, like it's so jammed up with stuff and content. Like if something doesn't appeal to you, you only have to go to the next page, and there's something else that more likely will. It's jammed up with stuff, and what's it kind of? It's a kind of a gateway drug to you'd see a creator there. It's like I really like this stuff, and then you can go find them, and then find more of their stuff.
Talking a bit about Image, and talking a bit about what were we talking about earlier? Wizard. It's a bit like an indie wizard in a way. Cool,
totally.
Punk wizard. Yeah.
But it's already the production on it's really nice. It's really clean, well put together. It's hard not to like it.
And big pimp on the second collection of the Santos Sisters. The first collection won the Eisner. The second collection's coming. Get your pre-orders in for that. Looks brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sports manga one was great.
Yeah.
There's that guy who talks about the sports manga. It's like
that great.
I find that whole thing fascinating.
All that sort of weird 70s, 80s underground sports manga that just looks mental. Yeah, really good.
Dan, what do you want to kick us off with?
I want to kick us off with Mask.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mobile Armored Strike Command. What does that mean? I don't know.
One that we've all read.
We read this.
Yes.
Even I read it.
Mobile Armored Strike Command. It spells out mask, and that's all we need to know. Yes, command is spelt with a K, Dan.
Yeah. Are we commies? Well, I thought the little feature I'd order a blind bag and we can open it up on the pod. So I got the message on Thursday of the comic's been dispatched. Fantastic. So I'm thinking, this comic's going to turn up. Saturday, I checked the email. It's gone to my work, which is fucking classic. So shit the bed there, straight off. Hold my hand up, shit the bed. But I double dipped and bought the digital version off of Amazon, which is like £3 or something.
Now, just a heads up. This is obviously part of the Energon universe. There may be some people who didn't really know about Mask. It's one of the B tier 80s toy lines.
You know a bit about it. I know a bit about it.
I know a bit about
anything about it.
I ain't got a Scooby about it.
Because the Energon universe is essentially, remember those toys you loved? Now they're fucking awesome comics because they won't be toys again. It's that kind of thing. You do know what I mean? That's what intrigues me about this is the story of these things live on in the comics now because they can't be anywhere else. So,
it's a bit mad though. I guess that because we just talked about Ron being in one of them. Marvel must have just given that up because they're still releasing the Epic collections. There's an action figure come out.
Kirkman's done a bit of work there. I think Kirkman's definitely done a bit of work there. But
I've got to fucking take my hat off because I saw that on social media before I had a chance to open my bag. And the fact that they're releasing a ROM series and that is how they announced it in blind bags. It was wow.
But also it's a tricky one for me that. But obviously, let's start with Mask before we jump into the blind bags.
I want to hear why it's tricky about ROM though.
Well, because it's not the fact that ROM exists. Right.
But if you're a massive ROM fan,
and Energon universe is going to be because it is going to be part of the Energon universe, isn't it? I think that's cool as fuck, right? And the issue looks, the cover looks fucking awesome. It was one of those. I guess for me, I just thought it's just that's what blind bags are, but it's a massive promotional tool.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was one of those.
It plays on the British cynics in us.
Yeah. And if you get a blind bag, it's like, I didn't get the comic that I wanted.
I wanted Mars 1 and I've got ROM.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because there are some people who probably don't give a shit about ROM. Sorry to all those people who care. But there are going to be people like that.
Do you remember I got issue 2 of Battle Beast and all I wanted was issue 1?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is, I mean, that is really cool because you're getting something way early, but it fails because you're not getting the thing you want. It's like, hang on, why have I got my pudding instead of my main?
If I open up that blind bag, it's got ROM, it's going to Tony.
Absolutely. I will happily make a donation to charity for that.
Yeah. But the announcement of it being in a blind bag is, it's a hell of a promotional tool they can only do once. But for me, it's just one of those. They could be, there's going to be a league of people that will buy those blind bags just in case.
So you'll buy. I don't know what the interiors are like on that ROM either.
No. But this is a book much like Battle Beast 2, I imagine, that's going to come out in a few months anyway.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're getting.
I think
early.
it's in Void Rivals that Rom got introduced.
Oh, is it?
It's being introduced, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So he'll pop up in
that
Void
makes
Rivals.
sense because that's one of the ones that's threading a lot of needles. Isn't
I looked
it?
one up on the FP site and it wasn't on there.
Yeah, I saw
Maybe
that.
it's a few months
there,
away.
So.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You know, probably because Mask has got to have its runway. You know, I think that what they seem to be doing. I know Transformers, G.I. Joe came. Transformers still had a few issues out before G.I. Joe came into it. Is that right, or did they do it at the same time?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I know it was a real surprise. Or did G.I. Joe come first? I can't remember. But I think they don't want to overload it, do they? Because they might then Mask might be drowned out by Rom, or vice versa. Do you know what I mean? They got to have that sort of, because it's all of these. They're making great comics, but they're nostalgia on crack. You know, basically. So there's only so much of that to go round sometimes. I think, especially with the price of comics. You know,
I think the one thing with this Mask, there's a carryover from like an IDW series, like with the main character. It's not the main character you'd know from the cartoon, if you know that. It's like it is the same character, but there's like it's been race swapped.
Yeah.
And that's from IDW, is it? That's.
Yeah,
I think so.
I didn't know there was a Mask comic at IDW and all that.
I think that was about 5-10 years ago. Was it something like that?
Wow. Okay.
I think.
I think that's a weird choice to carry that on. You know, I would have just done a clean slate.
It's an interesting one because it's not like
the
it's
story continues.
Well, that's said,
I don't think the story's continuing, is it? Because this story is feeding it. It's its own new thing. So it seems like design wise, the Matt Tracker comes from that IDW.
From what I can recall now, this has come down from Hasbro. This is not a story change.
Yeah,
this is like.
Which let's not forget, listeners, that all of these are Hasbro properties. Is Rom a Hasbro property? It's not. Is it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Try and find an original.
So they will always be at the. Yeah. They will always have a little bit. And Pipe. I mean, we're burying the lead here. Dan. I
mean, if you think about it, with the whole thing of making these toys big again, if they get big, they appear on that Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah. That's what they'll do with these. They'll because they can make a toy and a massive vehicle and sell it for fucking shitloads. And people
are the toys coming out again?
I don't know, but they could do. They could do.
That Hasbro Pulse is this seems to be doing really well. It's kind of a bit like Kickstarter for toys. If you get to this amount of money, we'll make the toy.
Yeah,
and it's usually a fucking shitload of money that they ask for.
Yeah, because they have to.
But the people they're pitching to people like kind of our age that have sometimes got a few quid that can kind of spend it on fucking shit like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Mask comic. That's kind of. I thought it was alright. I kind of wasn't like, oh, this is. If you compare it to Transformers 1 and G.I. Joe 1, I don't think it was hitting those highs of those ones. I know you thought differently, Vince. You really liked it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, similar vibes. I mean, they're different. It's different flavors of ice cream, isn't it? It's like a Neapolitan. I think these three series. Do you know what I mean? I think, and obviously, I'm going to hold my hand up. Pipar's one of my favorite artists, so they immediately,
Is he being inked by someone else in this? He seems slightly different.
No, he's not colouring it. Dan Waters, is it? Waters? Is it Waters? The writer? Waters. Pipar is the artist. Pierluigi Casalino is the colorist, and Russ Wotton, the good old Russ Wotton, is letterer.
Yeah. As a noob to that world, I thought I was reading something that had been partially explained elsewhere.
Right.
Which is maybe the point where I didn't realise it had been an IDW series. I didn't understand immediately why the second dude put the helmet on and they had that sort of helmet.
You kind of need a bit of prior knowledge, right, of like this, what Mask is.
Yeah.
Because in the cartoons they used to put on like these helmets and each one had a different power. So now they've got these things now where you whack it.
But
I
think to to argue that this fact is Mask is I mean, let's not forget they're just the toys. So the people that are going into this, there are going to be people like Tony, who going in cold, but a majority of the audience they're playing for, and at least initially, will be that comics, the people that had it. So the shorthand of the masks is you kind of know. I think a lot of people might kind of know, and it's kind of there's a lot of shorthand that's being played with a lot of these things, like the Transformers. You'll just see a robot in a cliffside. If you think about it on the whole, that means nothing. But to the fans, they're like, "Oh my god, that's pickup or whatever."
But that worked for me because I kind of thought it must be something and researched it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just the helmet thing. It was the whole thing really. I didn't. What is he then? Is it Tracker? Is he an agent or what is he part of an organisation?
This is the thing, because I had a vague knowledge of what it was before, and usually they're all the same. They're like, okay, here's the bad guys, Cobra, like Cobra, Decepticons, insert bad guy logo here. Here's the good guys. Here's the two teams that just fight each other on a weekly cartoon show, and we can sell toys. That's all it was. What they're doing here is they're threading the needle of the Energon universe, and so there was stuff that I knew vaguely, like Miles Mayhem was the big bad guy. But as a kid, I didn't really know anything about that character. I didn't know I don't think that these
guys. The conspiracy theory guy. Is that guy?
Yeah, these guys.
That was a bit much for me. That I wanted him a little bit more kind of like. He was fucking nuts. He's like Alex Jones on crack.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I didn't think about that. Jesus. Yeah. I liked that part of it. I liked the fact that, because I think they have to differentiate him, because Mask, in a lot of ways, colours the pages using the G.I. Joe colouring book.
Right, yeah.
Mars. There's not too much. I think if you probably think of the toys, Miles Mayhem. There's not too much to make him different to Cobra Commander. If you had
he's this generic
evil
guy,
genius
really.
general copy. So the fact that they've all God, this goes. I think they've cranked.
So who are the villains? Are Mask the villains in it?
No, Mayhem are the. No, Venom. Right. Sorry, Mayhem is Miles Mayhem. Yeah. Venom are the bad guys.
Right.
Another snake baddies.
Yeah.
But Tracker is not wanting to join back up with Mask in it.
No.
Is that right?
What they've had in this story. Spoilers, by the way, people, for this.
Yeah.
I thought really enjoyable issue.
He's been working for the Matt Tracker's been working for the government.
He was working for the government.
Miles.
He was working for Miles Mayhem, but Matt Tracker is a genius who basically created a lot of stuff. Miles Mayhem used him for a lot of things, but Miles Mayhem was a mad bastard who always wanted to go off and do his own thing, and he basically went off and did his own thing,
which he's done,
and then blamed Matt Tracker for it. So when the issue starts, Matt Tracker is on the run.
Right.
But then by the end of it,
I think that's why I thought I was missing something.
Yeah, but Matt Tracker is almost they sprinkled in a little bit of Tony Stark to him in this, I think, because by the end of it, the government say you're going to work for us, and he's like, no, I'm doing my own thing, and he flies off in his car. I fucking love that car. And then essentially, welcome to Mask. Do you know what I mean? It sets up.
Yeah.
So we know we haven't been introduced to any other Mask agents yet. There's only
there's the girl, isn't there?
She's Venom. She's one of the bad guys.
Is she?
They're villains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's fucking horrible. That bit where they go to there's a guy. There's some kind of virus or something they're trying to track down.
This is the thing that I think
one of the researchers.
This must be. Is this tied into something else from the Energon universe?
I don't know.
Because I don't know. Because it's about like a sort of, isn't it like a portal loophole? It's creating wormholes, but it's creating wormholes in people as well. There was some...
If you don't like that, is it tryptophobia with the fucking holes?
Yeah.
Literally,
it looks fucking great because Pie's art's fucking great. Yeah. I'm on board. I mean, also, I know he didn't colour. Normally, he colours his own stuff, Pie, doesn't it? But I will say the colours on this. It caught me lovely. It caught me a couple of times, but I think Casalino's colours are cool as well. It's going to be interesting to see how it ties. How many issues this gets before it threads the needle into G.I. Joe.
I'm going to say at the most 4.
Because I
did have some concerns about how they were working transforming vehicles into the Transformers universe, but they seem to should do that.
But because they do talk about Matt Tracker's talking about how Miles Mayhem he had all these conspiracy theories, like he was convinced there was invading alien robots that were disguising themselves. So they make mention of things that are in the comics, don't they? They do make mention of
he has popped up in another title, another.
He did, because that was the first. Was it G.I. Joe? Was it G.I. Joe or was it Transformers?
It might have been Transformers.
Yeah, it's Transformers. Because there's
there's a page. There's a page of him, and he's like, Oh, Mask is going to be in
Yeah.
the Energon universe.
So it's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely in for it.
I think it's kind of one of those things you have to check out for yourself. See your cup of tea. I'll give it a couple of issues. See how it goes.
I was also, slightly away from Mask. The advert at the back. It's a G.I. Joe comic. G.I. Joe versus Night Force, and I remember Night Force from the toys. So it's basically two G.I. Joe teams going against each other. In G.I. Joe,
there you go.
G.I. Joe issue 25.
Because we've had a bit of side stories with that the Night Force team. Which
my last issue on G.I. Joe was at 18, so I need to catch up on that.
There's still fucking Baroness is still on the G.I. Joe on the Joe side.
G.I. Joe is still my favourite.
There's still no fucking Storm Shadow.
I know.
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes,
which is nuts.
I think that's fucking. That's the way.
They're fucking holding that ace up their sleeve for a long time.
But
it's like not introducing Wolverine into like an X-Men relaunch after about 3 years. Like,
yeah, I love that though. I love that though because then
it's
you
great.
get attached to other characters. I know in the G.I. Joe comic, I've cared about characters that I frankly didn't give a shit about before. Do you know what I mean?
I'm still buying Transformers. I'll be honest. I think it's all right.
Oh, okay.
Because it's on the Kirkman run now, isn't it? It's the
because I've never read Transformers before. No. So
see, that's the thing. You could pick that comic up and not really know, and you can still get into it, not a problem.
That's the difference I felt with Mask.
See, for me, I think Mask accomplishes it. I think I was completely aware of the exposition I was reading. There was a lot.
Well, that's arguable. It didn't work for me. So
I just feel like like even though it needed to just have a bit more kind of thing with the story where like this is all self-contained, and
see, I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
I got questions, even though it is self-contained. I had questions like, is there something else going on here? But no.
Maybe because it's part of the Energon universe, I did have a couple of questions of like, oh, should I know that from something else? Like the technology that they see. And it does do a lot of like, oh, this is happening because this is happening, and this person believes this and believes this. You know,
there's no bleed over from the IDW series. There's nothing that's...
No, I don't believe. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I think this is just we're going to drop this into. Yeah, I think Transformers might. No, it's hard to know which one they go crossover with first. Probably Transformers because vehicles.
We'll see.
It's weird because Mask is the one that covers both. You know, it does both flavors, doesn't it? It does vehicles and then it does the army type bit. That's kind of the government.
They might do
bit.
A sort of soft touch crossover where just one character turns up.
But where's Rom?
Rom's drawing it. Get him in the fucking cars straight away.
Yeah.
It
starts off with a car chase. And I read it panel by panel on Comixology. And I really liked when it panned out to him being chased by the army.
I think it's done quite well. I think because of mostly because of the variants, as these issues do. But
you seen the inside front cover, the fucking variant covers? It'll take me about 5 minutes to read off all the.
The amount of artists.
I can't really show it on screen, but there's like a block of how many artists they've got doing variants.
I mean, you know, Skybound know what they're doing with this. We've said it many times. I think
I'm not a big variant. I do buy the old one, but if it keeps the comic going, I'm all for it.
Yeah, same.
I mean, you know, is it a second blind bag we bought from Skybound? One of us has bought it. You know, because you did.
Tony bought the Daredevil.
No, Battle Beast. I mean the Skybound.
From Skybound,
yeah. It feels to me like Skybound are doing blind bags better than Marvel, or maybe that's just me playing favourites.
I think Daredevil did quite well.
Yeah.
Although the comic inside wasn't that good.
Wasn't. Yeah, hard to tell. But I think what Mask is a good representative of, which I think is quite nice, is it's a different flavour of story. It's going to be something different from Transformers, and it's going to be G.I. Joe. So, and there's some people that probably read G.I. Joe that don't like Transformers, and vice versa. You know, there's something for everyone. Rom's going to be exactly the same, isn't it? Especially if it ties into Void Rivals. Like I'm really intrigued to read Rom because I've got no history with Rom whatsoever, absolutely. So I'm like you, Tony, with this. I'm going to read it, thinking, go on. Tell me what I need to know because I don't want to ask anyone about it. I'm not going to research Rom.
I mean,
I kind of want to go in and I know.
Okay, we won't talk too much about it, but there's the Rom story. I wonder if they're going to retell that from scratch, or is it going to be?
I wonder.
Post the dire race.
Yeah, and it'll have to, depending on what happens in the last issue of Rom, it's going to have to be.
Yeah.
to a certain extent of retail.
Yeah.
And you know, I know some bits of it, and I know, like, you know, I've watched videos about the toy, etc., and things like that.
The toy is just a one thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
It's
There's no
nuts.
sort of
Yeah.
ROM universe in the toys.
Yeah.
It's even less toys than say Micronauts or something like
Yeah.
that. But you can still. I think they're up there on the FP site to buy the Epic collections. I got the 3 omnibus hardcovers of ROM, even though I've got all the issues anyway. But it's a fucking great story.
I think it's what crystallizes to me, especially with this modern set of comics and, you know, the classic ones and stuff. It crystallizes to me that with this legion of 80s toys, animated shows and stuff, they were all great, but a lot of some of the stuff that made them legendary were the comics, because the creators had to add what wasn't there. You know, it's that sort
completely.
of like,
I mean, there's no argument about that in any.
I mean,
sort. There's no narrative
He-Man was a
around-
toy, and they came with little comic books, and they just made up backstory, you know, for that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And then that fed into the cartoon, etc. Blah 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 blah. You know.
Yeah, G.I. Joe and Transformers are kind of out there, you know, outliers for that, I think, because they really did build a narrative. As did Micronauts, I guess, and ROM.
Yeah.
You know, but stuff. I don't know if He-Man ever got that full narrative in a comic form.
I know they're trying to.
Yeah,
they're
there's been
trying
the
to,
odd
but
attempt at it, but yeah.
I don't think that particular franchise works for comics myself.
You obviously got who's Lion-O and all that sort of stuff.
Thundercats.
Thundercats. You've got that going on at Dynamite at the moment.
Yeah.
You've got a couple of other things going on.
Which you know, Thundercats is a weird one, because I think it could really work, and yet
The Thundercats cartoon was, from the point of view of craft, much better than the Master Universe.
Oh
wasn't
god, yeah. Thundercats cartoon's got one of the greatest intros of all time.
Yeah, I remember
because
quite
of the
liking
Japanese
Thundercats.
animation. It's fucking astounding.
When I was in
You
the
can talk about
sixth form when
Chitara.
that came out,
Well, and everything else, Dan. But yeah, we all became.
who's that,
men
the sexy lady?
We all became men that day. And,
It's funny because those studios farmed out the intro sequences to like
yeah.
Asian studios that did amazing jobs, and then they did the in-house episodes like in the US, and the fucking
right.
animation quality is like night and day.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Planets comics have been okay. I've enjoyed probably 50-60% of them.
We're going
They've been
through.
okay.
Yeah, there is that sort of a phase of this hitting this level of nostalgia, aren't we?
Is it
Like
Silverhawks? What's the name of that
Silverhawks,
other one?
yeah, that's coming.
That's coming
out
out
again.
again.
Yeah, that's coming back in.
Yeah.
That's got a crossover with something, hasn't it? Silverhawks and
Thundercats. at the moment.
Thundercats, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard someone absolutely gushing about the David Popo's Space Ghost run he's just done. Someone said it was amazing. So I don't
There's a
know.
lot
I've
of
only
idiots
read the
out
first
there.
issue. I didn't really rate it, but each their own.
Okay, so I'll just jump in with my one. Sticking on the car theme. It's a basic mask. I think. See for yourself. Try if you like it. See if you like it. As you can tell, we've all got 3 different flavours of opinions on this show.
Yeah.
And my one this week is sticking with the car theme. I got, purely because of the artist, because I wanted to see what it was going to look like. And
Youngblood 100.
it's a recommendation because I want to see what people think of the art in it. It's a Jay Lee book. Story by Lily Wyndham and Robert Wyndham. Art is Jay Lee. Colour is June Chung. Letters Joe Sabino. This is M1 Monster Racing League issue 1 from Image.
Right.
I'm look this up now.
Came out of nowhere.
Has it just come out?
It came out this week.
Oh, I've not seen that.
Yeah, I got it. What caught me about this book is the layouts. What Jay Lee does with the layouts.
Oh, okay. Wow.
The designs he does and the panels, the way he sort of lays out these pages, not too dissimilar to some layouts we've talked about creators before. There's even some
Jesse Lonigan.
Jesse
Oh, is
Lonigan.
it?
You know, a certain like JWC, our pal JWC, the way that they take panels and they sort,
Right.
there's a design element to it.
I would have never said this was Jay Lee if I'd have seen
Really?
this.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
I'll
not.
stick some in the WhatsApp for you too.
He's obviously
Yeah.
not. He's obviously not colouring this himself.
Maybe that's the thing.
And what this is, when 17-year-old Dev moves to Japan, she stumbles into an underground world of illegal street racing where speed is power and mutation wins championships. This high-octane sci-fi drama set in a near-future Tokyo is... I hate this fucking line. It's fast and furious by way of K-pop demon hunters. image. Get rid of this person who's writing this fucking copy. And it's obviously, I think the lettering's very interesting as well, because like there's a lot of sound effects, like the vroom of a bike or a car. It is very. I don't know whether Jay Lee is doing that as well. A lot of. It's a very interesting book, but I want to see what people think of the look of it, because this is why I recommend it, because I like these sort of layouts and the interesting use of panels and the way lettering is done, purely from a visual perspective, especially when there's a car race near the end, and like when one of the cars skids and there's a huge word that says "wipeout," but it's all in this sort of curvy, like yet slightly angular lettering that's complete. It feels like Jay Lee's done it themselves, and yet the story for me doesn't work.
Oh no. Okay.
Because I was thinking, you see one like that, M1 Monster Racing League. I mean, I think obviously they're taking
nice little concept.
Yeah. And the cover that I can see is almost like this female, almost in a Kill Bill, Bruce Lee, yellow and black sort of driver's uniform, and a car with like 2 dragons and stuff in it. Spoilers: there's no monsters in the first issue.
Right.
And I don't quite know how we get there, because there is a. I was thinking, right, okay, we've got. I know kind of where we're going. There's a friendship that's sort of built up between this fish out of water in Japan, who's over there. Her father brought her over there, and she doesn't like it. She does this. There were a few moments that when you're aware you're reading a comic. She's walking along, bemoaning her lot in life, but she's saying it out loud with speech bubbles.
Right. Okay.
And that gets. I don't know why in modern comics that gets me, because she just looks like a asshole. I would have thought, like, narration boxes or something like that is normally, if someone's deep in thought.
She's just talking to herself.
She's literally just talking to herself out loud. And then someone bumps into her and they become friends. All happens quite quickly. There's a mysterious hooded figure that seems to be sort of following them everywhere. And when it gets to the end, you see this, she does street racing. She used to do you only pick that up from a couple of lines of dialogue. She gets caught up in a street race. Obviously, she does quite well. And then the last 2 pages, it was like something completely changed. Right? Because she wins this race, and she's like, yeah, when's the next race? And then it cuts to someone saying, monsters, start your engines. Which is like this, I would imagine to be the start of another race with the monsters. I got nothing about what the world was. So it's an interesting reading experiment. Reading this, because I think the art and the page layout and design is worth the price of admission. I don't think I'll go back for issue 2, because the story just was clunky. There was these moments that I want. Basically, I'm recommending it because then people can tell me either what I didn't get or if I'm right. Because it's strange, and and it surprised me that Jay Lee's doing this book, because I haven't really followed his
seems
career.
Not a choice, right?
It does
He's
seem
done a few
choice.
sequentials now. Yeah. He's done a couple of recent, just short runs.
Yeah,
but
it seems a bit.
With the Jay Lee comic, I'll be honest with you, I tend to buy it for the art as opposed to the story quite a lot of the time.
I mean,
not even the art, possibly just the layouts. Like you say, some of the panel structures are really interesting in this. But
he did that fucking Dark Tower books, which were really good. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah. I don't think a single person opens their mouth during the entire book. When it's almost like it's almost like he does. It's almost like fashion. We were talking about with Billy about like fashion design and stuff, which obviously linked into his She work. But some of this illustration feels like fashion illustration of Jay Lee's. It's interesting. But yeah, that was my one this week.
Interesting choice, V.
Interesting choice. Worth picking out purely because I like like you say, Tony, the panel layouts and the design and stuff. I think it could inspire some people to do some stuff like that. because I thought, oh, that's quite interesting. Like there was they were meeting at a cat cafe or something, and one of the layouts, one of the panels is shaped like a sort of cat head around.
Yeah, I mean that's lovely to look at. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's a nice, and it flicks a button in your sort of your art head and stuff like that. But does it take you out of the story sometimes?
This is going to sound brutal. I wasn't so much in the story.
Yeah.
By that point. So
that's how I feel a little bit about it as well.
Yeah. I wasn't like, oh wow, hold on, I need to go back and look at that. Was that like a look at the panels? I was just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that sometimes.
And don't do it guided view. If you're going to read it digitally, guided view.
Oh God, that must be a nightmare for whoever does the guided view at Comixology. Fucking hell.
Yeah. So an interesting one. Okay, who's next?
Danny, you got anything else?
No, I'm done.
I'll just do mine then, my last one.
yeah.
Slugboy the Demos by Paul Kortjohn. He's one of the dudes from Black Ink Comics and Maladaptive Press, who we're obviously fans, buddies, and partly I might be a collaborator with Black Ink. So it's a collection of stories about the titular Slugboy, him in his sort of everyday life, and then it takes fantastical turns and just crazy turns and stuff like that. It starts with a one-pager, which is slightly different in style, which is basically Paul Kortjohn doing Charles Burns, and I dig it. It's really good. Really nice little page. Lair of the Death Wizard introduces a larger cast and flips between... It causes comedy between being in the world of Dungeons and Dragons and then going to the world of people playing Dungeons and Dragons, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the character who's the wizard character. When he says at one point, he's this character full in wizard costume. He's saying, right, I'm going to keep a butt missile on standby, right? Followed by the bloke who's running. Is it called a dungeon master? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, running the game. Who says, take it seriously, guys. Which is the reason I never get invited to games like Dungeons and Dragons, I'm going to say, because I would have a butt missile ready. So it's quite funny. There's a one-page of a kid playing with Slugboy and Chode. Chode is Slugboy's mate. Action figures. And he's shouting. I actually think it's kind of how Rob Liefeld writes comic stories with action figures. Like this sort of thing. And then the boy is shouting, your mum's a crack whore, which I kind of like that dialogue. The main story is called The Fart, which is, believe it or not, a story about a fart causing a worldwide apocalypse. So he gets given... Slugboy dares his mate Chode to eat this... what is it? It's like a fucking burrito that is 3 months old. And he says, I'll go on in. And he eats it. And he gets such bad farts that him farting causes people to have become blood-seeking zombies. And the world gets taken over by these people. But he also uses the fart to escape situations on a bicycle with him, and they decide to go and get this girl, save her. It's just stupid and funny and just brilliant and proper underground comics. It really is. Just not giving any fucks. There's loads more in it. There's some great pin-ups by people, including our buddy Dylan Henty, does a great pin-up as well. Anything by this dude is a must look for me. I'll be honest with you. You can go to P Kortjohn, PKORTJOHN, pkortjohn.gumroad.com. Get yourself a copy. I think it's like £1 digital, so it's keeping it sensible.
Wow. That's
unlike the fucking small press shelf at Gosh again this week, which is
more digital comics should be that price, if you ask me.
Yeah, should be. Yeah. You can find him on Instagram, P Kortjohn Comics with an X, and follow his stuff. Really good. He sent it through to us. He sent it through to me first off. Here's a lesson for everyone. He sent it through to me as a series of pages, and what I tend to do is save it down to a Dropbox. So it would have taken me 40 goes or whatever it was to save it down. And I said, "Can you wouldn't do me a favour and put it into one thing?" Which he did. It's very kind of him.
Legend.
Saving old blokes fucking not been able to do
I've
it.
had to do that a couple of times for Tony, haven't I? Like save something to PDF or something.
Yeah. I'm always saying to you, Dan, can you please, I don't understand this platform, please save it for me into a Dropbox thing or something. And you two have to do it for me. But it's very kind of him. So Paul Kortjohn, Slugboy the Demos, go get it. That's my second one.
Nice. What a jamboree of comics chat and comics to check out, and to comics to add to your wish list and read, and wherever you are in the world, we hope you're reading comics that you're enjoying, no matter whether they're mainstream or whether they're indie or whether they're small press or whether they're zines or whether they're underground. good comics is good comics. So we hope you're enjoying them. And if there's anything new about this show that you want to hear more, or perhaps if you've got an event or a comic shop or a Kickstarter coming up or something and you want a shout out on the show, please do get in touch with us. There's several different ways you can do it. You can email us awesomecomicspod@gmail.com. You can follow us on social media at awesomecomicspod on Insta, at the Awesome Pod on X. And where did you hear us? Perhaps it was via the Podbean app or at awesomecomics.podbean.com. Maybe you're on Apple Podcasts, where you can leave a cheeky little review and just say, I enjoyed this, 5 stars. Because we just want shameless. We want to work the algorithm however we can. And then we're also on Spotify, Amazon, Stitcher, Podnose, Podknife. What are the networks we on, Tony?
Modem porn.
On the old dial-up thing.
It was funny. We were sitting there having a drink.
We were more patient back in the day, weren't we?
We were. We were all sitting there having a drink and just usual shit. Do you know what I mean? Talking about the usual shit when I met up with everyone this week. And Simon Russell just went. He just went modem porn. Fucking hell. That just made me laugh so much. Wow. I wasn't even looking at him. I went, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can recreate those times by get a picture of a naughty picture of a woman or anything, and then get a piece of paper and then slowly move it down every 10 seconds.
Bring back the old days.
You got to stop halfway through, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! What's that to my printer? Oh shit!
Classic times, and classic comics.
Should have had him doing handstands.
Dan, grow up.
What?
Because then you get to the bit
No, all right.
you want to kind of see.
Dan, fucking hell, Dan.
If you've listened this far, you know that misogynist humour is going to be coming along.
Dan only watches Star Jump porn. Burpee porn.
Burpee porn. That could be 2 different genres. But fucking hell, what am I doing? If you've listened this far, there's a good chance you're part of the Slack community. Please do join. There's a wonderful community of listeners, comic creators, comic readers on there. We've got loads of different channels for Kickstarters, art threads, what you read in, just general, and also you can keep the conversation of there's a podcast discussion thread, and of course we are also on Substack. Search for the Awesome Comics Podcast on Substack if you want to listen there. If you did listen there, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and if you've got my phone number, please continue to text me about fucking Twiglets.
They get a bit of pushback this week.
Yeah, it got quiet. Caused a bit of a storm. Yeah.
Here's one. Has anyone on the Slack or person listening to this, have you ever taken a product to print with film as opposed to like desktop publishing? You're going to be kind of up in years if you've done that.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know.
As Billy mentioned, like,
yes,
taking,
yeah. I
mean,
I used to work with some old print guys when they had a whole fucking room with a camera and had to take shots of the plates.
And I think there's a lot of people back in the day, it was just black and white photocopies as well. I guess there's a raft of people who like photocopied and sent, the zine crowd. Something that
my first zine is photocopied.
Yeah.
I remember going to UCAC and buying copies of comics where people had A4 folded in half with staples.
Yeah.
And that was their comic.
UK Comics. Ruining photocopiers since the day they were invented.
Well, I did ruin a photocopier in a different way.
Different way, but but they'll have to like follow.
They can track your user ID. It works workplaces now.
It's terrible now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Danny B, so I can punch out 500 copies. What's his fucking game? Press the wrong button.
Yeah. Shit. Anyway,
look at the PDF file, the print file. Nah,
it was all ruined.
No, it was rubbish.
Yeah. But what isn't rubbish is some of the gear you can get at acpgear.redbubble.com if you want to help support the show. Go there, buy like if you're a comic artist, there's loads of stuff on there you can buy and help support the show.
Like last week's guest, Ben Lisker. He was wearing I'm a Comic Writer t-shirt. Great wearing it.
On a cruise.
Yeah.
He's on a cruise, isn't he?
Oh, lovely. And if you want to cruise on over and follow us online, etc., where can you do it, Tony?
Neverhidanything.com or Tony Ez on what do you call it, Substack.
Yeah, nice. Dan.
You can find me on Twitter at Vanguard Comic, and you can be Vanguard at vanguardcomic.com. I dropped a Viper update this week on the Kickstarter. We're like, I'm on the last couple of pages.
Oh, nice.
I'm looking to put it to print in the next few weeks, so you should have it.
Amazing,
soon.
Amazing. There you go. It's all about communication.
I haven't done as much as I should. What kind of thing? I
You
didn't
do
want
more
to
than a
share too much
lot,
of the pages. Yeah. I didn't want to put shit too much of the pages because it kind of gives away the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you see little bits of it, you might be able to put the story. I want you kind of get the story fresh, just like boom.
Yeah. And it's going to be quite a boom.
Hope so.
You can follow me on social media at Jester Diablo. Thank you again for joining us this week, folks. Meet us back here, same bat time, same bat channel for more comic book. I'm just saying that because Dan's wearing that sexy t-shirt. And for more comics chat. And until next week, wherever you are in the world, we hope you're happy, healthy, doing okay. The world's a bit fucking mad at the moment, so we hope you have been entertained for the past 2 hours, and the comics you're reading have entertained you and brought you joy, because that's what it's all about now. We just need to wring the last droplet of joy from wherever we can, wherever you are in the world. And there's something else they should do, guys, before we speak to them next. What is it?
Stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.